What's up, rainbow heads? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited to be kicking off the very first Halloween hair look of my Halloween series. This series is going to be all about taking some of my absolute favorite Halloween looks and creating a hair look to go along with them. Today, as you can see, I am rocking the pop art comic book character sort of Halloween look, and I've created this wig color to go along with it. My main motivation for doing this series is I absolutely love seeing all of the Halloween looks that come out every year on YouTube and on Instagram as far as makeup goes. However, sometimes I feel like the hair falls a little bit short as far as it going with the makeup look. And if you've been following me for a second, you know at the end of my videos I always say that hair completes the look. There's a reason why I say that, especially for a really strong makeup look. It's just going to elevate it that much more when you have a hairstyle or a hair color that kind of goes along with that and fits the theme of it. So if you guys are excited about seeing some really fun Halloween looks and then also hair to go with them, make sure you hit that subscribe button because this is the first of 3 looks that I will be doing this year for Halloween. And I am so excited about what is next. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I'm so excited. Halloween is definitely like my favorite holiday. This is almost as much of an excuse for me to just put on 3 different costumes this year for Halloween as it is for me to kind of show you guys some cool hair to kind of go along with these looks. So yeah, if you're as Halloween crazy as I am, make sure you hit the subscribe button. The biggest challenge of this whole entire look was we're basically trying to take a 3-dimensional surface that moves and make it look like a 2-dimensional surface. And that is a lot more challenging than you might realize. When you're drawing lines on your face or on a piece of paper, they're gonna stay exactly where you put them. That's not true with hair because hair moves. Your canvas isn't one solid sheet that just stays in place. It's actually like you're painting on a bunch of little microscopic tubes that move and shift, and so that is the biggest challenge with this hair color. For this particular look, I was trying a few different techniques that I've never tried before, and I'd never seen this really done before, so I had a couple of different ideas about what might work. So I actually ended up creating 2 different wigs for this because I screwed up the first one, and this was the final product after trial and error. And surprisingly, what I landed on as far as the finished look was a pretty simplified placement. So I feel pretty strongly that you guys are going to be able to do this at home on your own wig. Let's go ahead and jump in with mixing our colors first. The color palette for this look is extremely simple compared to what I've been showing you guys up until this point. For this look, I'll just need 2 colors, black and yellow. Yellow is just straight up Trillion Tones Intense Yellow, and the black is a mixture of 30 grams of Trillion Tones Black and 10 grams of Trillion Tones Brown. The reason I'm mixing these colors is black tends to be a little bit of a bleedy color in general, and in most color lines with black, there is a significant amount of blue in it. The last thing I want is any green discoloration in my yellow, so I'm adding the brown because it has a slightly orange base to it. Since orange is the opposite of blue on the color wheel, it's going to help neutralize that tone, and the warmth will enhance the yellow if any bleeding should occur rather than making it green. And here are my colors swatched out. So because I'm all about that reduce, reuse, recycle life, I decided to go ahead and use a wig that I had already colored previously with these kind of pastel colors that you see here. Honestly, I kind of wanted to save a few bucks on a brand new wig, and I wasn't really planning on wearing this one again, so I decided, you know what, we're going to make a sacrifice today. So obviously this wig was already colored and I needed to figure out a way to get rid of the color without damaging the hair, and wig hair is pretty fragile. There's just no way that I was going to be able to bleach it or use any kind of color remover on it, so I needed to think of something gentle to use. One super simple solution for fading color that requires absolutely nothing fancy is good old salt and hot water. There is a reason why we hairstylists tell you guys to stay away from salt water when you have hair color. I filled my bathtub up with a little bit of hot water and added a generous amount of salt and let my wig soak in there for about 30 minutes. Although this didn't remove the color from the wig completely, it went a long way in pulling out that color without me having to bleach or color remove my wig, and enough of the color was removed that I don't feel like the color I'm adding will be affected by it at all. So for this step, I'm dividing the hair up into 2 sections, one underneath and one on top. The underneath section encompasses everything in the nape section of the wig and about a half an inch or so along the hairline. All of this hair is going to get painted with our black formula. Today I'm going to be trying something new and apply my color to my wig while it's still a little bit damp. A little birdie told me that applying color to wig hair while it's damp gives better saturation and helps the color take a little bit more evenly. So as I'm going through this hair, making sure to take my mister bottle and just spray down the hair a little bit as I notice it starting to dry up. Once I finish laying down my black in this section, I go ahead and cover it up with some balayage film just to make sure that the top layer is protected from any potential staining. For the top section, I worked in horizontal sections. Starting in the back, I started by painting on my yellow and then added a 1.5 inch shadow root of black at the top of the section. If you're using very contrasting colors like this, you want to make sure you're very careful to keep wiping your hands off, because if you get a little tiny bit of black on your hands, the moment you touch any other part of the hair, it's gonna stain. I like to have a damp towel nearby that I can just pick up and wipe my gloves off as needed. I continue to work up the back of the head until I get to the point that the wefts stop and the lace top of the wig starts. I feel like the top of the fringe almost looks like a sunflower with the color on. If you guys have seen my rainbow bang video, you've already seen me use this method before of fanning the hair out on the fringe. This just helps to create a really nice soft transition between the root color on the fringe and the color that's on the ends. So I worked on the fringe separately from the side panels until I got just past the point that the fringe ended. Then I started taking sections straight across the top of the wig. After we have this color applied, we wait 20 minutes and then we're gonna rinse with cold water. Honestly, even in just this first step, I am already loving this color. I mean, you could literally just stop here and you'd have a super sick look. But I wanted to try and push it further by really detailing it out and getting some really strong lines going through this. So now in a second step, I'm gonna go ahead and detail everything out by adding some black lowlights. You could go ahead and try and do both of these steps in one go. However, when you're working with colors that are super contrasting, such as black and yellow, it's a lot easier to make mistakes that are going to be extremely obvious, such as getting a little bit of black in the area that's supposed to be yellow. But it's worth it to kind of slow down and take your time, do multiple steps if you have to, because at the end of the day, hair color is a medium that is extremely permanent. It's very difficult to undo something once you've made a mistake. You know, with makeup, it's pretty simple. You just wipe it off, you start over. With hair, if you make a mistake, you're pretty much fucked. And trust me, you don't want to ruin a wig that you spent good money on. So the second step in this is pretty straightforward. I just applied a halo of thin lowlights all around the head. You want to place your foils vertically, pivoting around the top of the head. You also want to make sure they reach all the way to the black layer underneath. And I took special care to create very thin lowlights across the bangs. And I also hit my face frame with a couple of foils because this black face frame is going to give a very graphic looking outline to the front of the hair, which is exactly what we're looking for. Be sure to leave generous gaps of yellow between your foils. You don't need that many lowlights. I only did a total of 15 foils in this wig. Also, don't worry about the pixelated look at the root either. That happened because I applied my color with a fairly clean horizontal line all around the head. Two very important rules to remember with hair are that horizontal lines create weight and vertical lines take weight away. This is true with hair cutting, hairstyling, and hair color. I wanted some weight to the lines in this color because the pop art inspiration is so heavily lined, but because I'm applying my foils vertically, it's gonna help take some of that weight away, so we kind of get the best of both worlds. And you can see from the profile of the hair that the color has these very sharp peaks and valleys at the root that really lend themselves, I feel like, to the overall inspiration. So I have to say, not to brag or anything, but I am super happy with how this color came out. I think that it really does resemble the inspiration, and I think the color is really cool on its own. Like, I could totally see somebody rocking this outside of Halloween, but the details of these like strong graphic black outlines around the fringe and around the face and throughout the hair really are reminiscent of that sort of pop art look or illustrative sort of look, and I could not be happier with how this came out. Now, obviously I did this on kind of a short bob style wig, but there's no reason why you couldn't recreate this on a longer hair color. If you're going for more of that sort of pin-up wavy kind of style, you could definitely do this color on that, and I feel like you would definitely get a really great outcome. So what do you guys think? Does this look resemble the inspiration? Did I nail it or fail it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. Well, that's it for today's tutorial, you guys. I am so happy with how this came out. It was a lot of work, and it was kind of annoying to do this twice, but it was worth it to get there in the end. I made the mistake, so now you guys don't have to. Anyway, it was a ton of fun exploring with you guys today and trying out some new stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you like this look and you learned something today, please leave me a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot, you guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more Halloween videos or see my other hair videos. And also, if you like other weird hair stuff, you can follow me on Instagram at Caitlin Ford Hair. Hope to see you guys over there. And until next time, remember guys, hair completes the look. I'll see you later, rainbow heads.